Have you ever pondered over the profound teachings of Jesus? What if we dive into the depths of one of his most influential sermons, the Sermon on the Mount, as delivered in Matthew chapter 5? In this chapter, Jesus, seeing the multitudes, ascended a mountain. His disciples came to him and he began to teach them. His teachings were vast, starting with the Beatitudes, which describe the blessings of the kingdom of heaven. He then moved to talk about the exemplary life that God's people should lead in the world. Furthermore, he shed light on the attitudes and understandings Christians should have towards anger, hatred, adultery, oaths, and love for one another. It's interesting to note that Jesus often chose to preach on mountains, by the sea, or even in the wilderness. Some might wonder if he was an environmentalist. However, this choice had less to do with environmentalism, and more with his background and the religious climate of his time. Jesus was born into a carpenter's family. He was of humble beginnings, average appearance, had no formal education, and lacked a religious background. When he began his gospel work in Galilee, he was welcomed by the masses, but also faced strong opposition from religious leaders. Hence, he had no platform in synagogues or temples. The platform one has can drastically affect the reach and impact of their work. It's not about the effort, but about the platform they are using. The religious leaders of the time, despite being well versed in the scriptures, were part of the religious system. Jesus, an outsider, preached with authority and performed miraculous works. These acts caused a stir across the entire nation of Judea, leading many to follow him. The leaders felt threatened, leading to envy, hatred, and ultimately a plot to kill him. However, it's important to remember that Jesus' real platform was not the wilderness, the seaside, or the mountain. Without God's power and the Holy Spirit's work, all human efforts in preaching would be in vain. The real platform is the life of God within us. Reflecting on this, it's noteworthy that there are now thousands of different Christian denominations. One reason for this is that some true believers, under the pressure of their original religious groups, were forced to leave and establish new platforms. In summary, Matthew chapter 5 presents Jesus' teachings on the Beatitudes, the exemplary life of God's people, and the Christian attitudes towards anger, hatred, adultery, oaths, and love. The choice of his preaching locations was influenced by his personal background and the religious context of his time, not environmentalism. The real platform for spreading the gospel is the life of God within us. This understanding can shed light on the existence of various Christian denominations today.